They said you'd fail. They laughed. They doubted. They whispered behind your back, placing silent bets on your downfall, convinced that you would never rise beyond the limits they had set for you. You heard them. Oh, you heard every word. The smirks, the dismissals, the way they rolled their eyes when you spoke of your dreams. They never believed in you. Not really. They saw your struggles, your moments of hesitation, your fears, and they mistook them for weakness. But they had no idea what was brewing inside you. You've been counted out before you even started, before you could take your first real step towards something greater. The world was already telling you to sit down, to accept your fate, to lower your expectations. You were underestimated, overlooked, ignored, treated like you were invisible, like your potential was a joke. They treated your ambition like a fleeting fantasy, something to be mocked rather than nurtured. They saw your failures and used them as proof that you would never make it. They spoke your name with pity, not respect. And maybe, just maybe, there were moments when you believed them. Maybe there were nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, asking yourself if they were right. Maybe their words dug into your soul like daggers, making you question whether you were truly meant for something more, or if you were just another fool, chasing an impossible dream. Maybe the weight of their doubt settled into your bone, making it harder to breathe, harder to fight, harder to believe in yourself. Doubt, fear, betrayal, rejection. These are your enemies. They don't come in the form of swords or fists, but they cut deeper than any weapon ever could. They come in whispers, in sideways glances, in the feeling of being unwanted. They come in the form of closed doors, unanswered calls, and the sinking realization that no one is coming to save you. They come disguised as loved ones who tell you to be realistic. They come as your own reflection, taunting you with memories of every mistake, every failure, every time you fell short. But listen to me now. This is not where your story ends. This is where it begins. This is where everything changes. This is where you stop letting the world dictate your worth. This is where you stop waiting for permission to rise. Because the truth is, they don't get to decide who you are. They don't get to write your story. They don't get to tell you what you're capable of. You do. And the moment you realize that, the moment you truly understand the power that has been inside you all along, is the moment everything shifts. The moment they stop laughing. The moment they stop doubting. The moment they start fearing what you might become. You tried and failed again and again. Each attempt felt like a fresh wound, a new scar etched into your soul. You gave everything you had, your time, your energy, your heart, only to watch it crumble before your eyes. You told yourself it would be different this time. You told yourself you had learned, that you had grown, that this time the outcome would change. But it didn't. Instead, failure greeted you like an old enemy, mocking you, breaking you down, daring you to give up. People walked away. They always do when things get hard. When you needed them most, they vanish. Some slowly, like a candle burning out, and others suddenly, like a door slamming shut. You thought they believed in you. You thought they would stand by your side. But belief is fragile, and loyalty is often conditional. When the losses piled up, when the struggle became too much, they abandoned you. Some left silently, without a word, while others left loudly, making sure you knew exactly why they no longer had faith in you. And then there were those who stayed, but only to watch, waiting for you to finally collapse so they could say, "I told you so." You lost yourself. Somewhere in the chaos, in the heartbreak, in the unbearable weight of disappointment, you stopped recognizing the person staring back at you in the mirror. The fire that once burned so brightly inside you had dimmed, buried beneath the ashes of broken dreams. You no longer knew what you were fighting for or why you even started in the first place. The doubts crept in, whispering cruel lies. Asterisk. Maybe you're not meant for this. Maybe you're not strong enough. Maybe this is where your story truly ends. The world wants you to believe that failure is final, that once you fall, you should stay down, that once you lose, you should accept defeat. They want you broken, silent, defeated, because a person who has given up is no longer a threat. A person who no longer believes in themselves will never challenge the system, will never break the rules, will never rise above the expectations placed upon them. But what they don't understand is this: failure is not the end. It never was. It is the beginning. It is the moment where the weak are separated from the strong. It is the moment where those who are merely interested in success walk away, and those who are truly *obsessed, with victory, dig in and refuse to be moved. It is the forge that burns away the doubts, the pain, the illusions, leaving behind something stronger, something unbreakable. And if you are still here, if you are still breathing, if there is still a single ounce of fight left in your soul, then your story is far from over. This is not where you stop. This is not where you break. This is where you rise. The world wants you silent, buried beneath your regrets. They want you drowning in the echoes of your failures, paralyzed by the weight of everything that went wrong. They want you to relive your mistakes, to replay them in your mind like a never-ending nightmare. Each memory a reminder of why you should stop trying. They want you to believe that your past defines you, that your missteps are chains too heavy to break. They want you to believe that you are not enough, that no matter how hard you try, how much you sacrifice, how deeply you bleed for your dreams, it will never be sufficient. They feed you lies, conditioning you to doubt your own power. They make you question whether you were ever meant for more, whether you were foolish for thinking you could rise above the life they assigned you. The world is designed to keep you small, to make you shrink, to force you into a box where your potential is never fully realized. You've felt it, haven't you? That crushing emptiness, the kind that wraps itself around you like a thick fog, suffocating, unshakable. The moments where you've stared into the abyss of your own self-doubt, wondering if all of this struggle is even worth it. The nights where sleep refuses to come, where the silence is louder than any scream, where every thought is a dagger slicing into your confidence. The moments where you have questioned your worth, your purpose, your very existence. You have been here before, on the edge, staring into the darkness, feeling its pull. The temptation to surrender is real, to let go, to stop fighting, to finally accept what they've been telling you all along, that you are destined for nothing more than this. The voice in your head, the one that whispers, why keep going? What's the point? It grows louder in these moments, feeding on your exhaustion, on your pain. But hear me now, that voice, that's not you, that's fear. That's the world trying to break you, trying to convince you to fall in line, to accept a life that is far beneath what you were meant to become. They want you to settle, to abandon your fire, to stay within the limits they've drawn for you, because if you knew what you were truly capable of, you would be unstoppable. If you could silence the noise, break free from the chains of doubt, and rise despite everything trying to pull you down, you would shake the very foundation of everything they built to contain you. The darkness wants to consume you, but it will not win, because even in your lowest moments, even in the depths of your despair, there's still something inside you that refuses to die. A flicker, a spark, a force that cannot be extinguished. And that is the very thing that will bring you back. There is a war inside you, a battle that rages in the quiet moments, in the dead of night when the world is silent and all you have left are your thoughts. It is the war between giving up and pushing forward, the war between the version of you that wants to surrender, the one who is exhausted, beaten down, drowning in self-doubt, and the version of you that refuses to die, the one who still believes, even if only by the thinnest thread of hope. The whispers of failure are relentless. They creep into your mind when you're most vulnerable, twisting every past mistake into proof that you will never make it. You've failed before. What makes you think this time will be different? They remind you of the pain, the disappointments, the heartbreak. They tell you that the struggle will never end, that no matter how hard you fight, you will always be met with another obstacle, another rejection, another reason to quit. They seduce you with the idea of escape, of walking away, of settling for something easier, something safer. But then there's something else, a flicker of resistance, small at first, almost imperceptible, like a single ember glowing in the ashes. It is the voice that refuses to be silenced, the part of you that still remembers why you started. It is the defiance in your soul that pushes back against the weight of failure, that whispers in return, asterisk, what if they're wrong? What if I can still rise? And so you stand at the crossroads. On one side, the easy road, the one where you let go, where you stop fighting, where you let the world define your limit. On the other, the path of resistance, the one that demands everything from you, the one that forces you to face your demons, to push through the agony, to defy every doubt that ever tried to break you. Most people choose the easy road. Most people surrender. Most people listen to the whispers of failure until they become their truth. But you are not asterisk. Most people asterisk. You have come too far, endured too much, sacrificed too deeply to let it all be for nothing. The war inside you may be brutal, but the fact that you are still standing means that you have not lost. So what will you choose? The darkness that tells you to quit, or the fire that dares you to rise? Because in the end, this war is not won by the strongest, nor the fastest. It is won by the one who refuses to stop fighting. There's a voice inside you, a fire, a force. It has always been there, buried beneath the weight of doubt, beneath the scars of failure, beneath the noise of a world that tried to convince you that you were ordinary. But you are not ordinary. You never were. That fire inside you, it has been waiting for the moment when you would stop listening to the lies, when you would stop believing the limits placed upon you, when you would finally understand what you are truly capable of. You can feel it now, can't you? That quiet but undeniable force inside you, pulsing like a heartbeat, reminding you that you were meant for more. You've spent too long ignoring it, convincing yourself that you were powerless, that you were a victim of circumstance, that you didn't have what it takes to rise. But deep down, beneath the doubt, beneath the fear, you always knew the truth. You were never weak. You were never meant to stay small. The fire inside you has been screaming for you to wake up, to step into your power, to finally unleash the force that has been restrained for too long. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed. It doesn't matter how many times you've been knocked down, rejected, humiliated. That fire is still there. It has survived everything. It has endured the worst days of your life and still burns, waiting for the moment when you will finally listen. Because the truth is, strength was never something you had to find. It was something you had to remember. You were born with it, built with it, forged through pain, through struggle, through every battle that was meant to break you, but only made you stronger. The world told you to be silent, but the fire inside you refuses to be extinguished. The world told you that you are not enough, but the fire inside you says asterisk, watch me. The world told you to give up, but the fire inside you is still burning, demanding that you rise. The only question left is, will you listen? Will you finally hear the voice that has been calling to you all along? Will you embrace the power that has been inside you from the very beginning? Because the moment you do, everything changes. You don't break, you bend, you bleed, but you don't break. They tried to shatter you. Life threw its worst at you: loss, betrayal, rejection, failure. It pushed you to the edge, watching to see if you would fall, waiting for you to collapse under the weight of it all. And maybe you stumbled. Maybe you dropped to your knees, gasping for air, wondering if this was the moment you finally gave in. But you didn't. You couldn't because no matter how much pressure was placed upon you, no matter how deep the wounds, no matter how much pain you endured, you did not break. There's something inside you that refuses to die. a force stronger than the pain, louder than the doubt. And now, in this moment, you begin to see it for what it truly is. This is the first awakening, the moment when the fog begins to lift, when the lies that held you captive start to crack, when the truth buried beneath years of self-doubt begins to rise to the surface. What if they were wrong about you? What if every person who ever doubted you, every voice that ever told you that you weren't good enough, wasn't telling the truth? What if you were never the failure they made you believe you were? What if the struggles you faced, the setbacks, the disappointments weren't proof of your limit, but the very tests designed to forge something unstoppable within you? What if failure was the disguise of a future champion? What if every time you fell it wasn't a sign to quit, but a lesson sharpening you into something greater? What if the pain wasn't punishment, but preparation? The world tries to convince you that failure is the end, that if you fall enough times, you should stop getting back up. But the truth is, failure is the asterisk beginning asterisk. It is the fire that burns away the weak, the uncommitted, the ones who never truly wanted it. You are still here. That means you are not done. That means every loss, every rejection, every moment of doubt was leading you here, to the moment where you finally see through the illusion, where you understand that all of it was necessary. Because champions are not born in comfort, they are made in the fire. And you are asterisk built asterisk for this. They don't want you to rise. It scares them. They built this world to keep you in chains, not chains of iron, but of doubt, of fear, of carefully constructed illusions designed to keep you from realizing your true power. They created a system where you were meant to stay small, where you were taught to obey, to accept, to never question your place. From the moment you were old enough to dream, they began their work, whispering limitations into your ears, handing you rules you never agreed to, making you believe that greatness was reserved for others, not for you. They conditioned you to settle. They told you what was realistic, what was possible, what was smart, not to protect you, but to control you. Because a person who never reaches for more, who never fights back, who never questions the limits placed upon them, that person is easy to manage, easy to silence. And that is what they wanted from you, to remain quiet, to remain afraid, to never awaken to the power buried inside you. But here's what they never expected. You woke up. You saw through the illusion. And now you stand at the edge of something greater, staring down the forces that tried to keep you weak. They are afraid of what you could become, because if you rise, you prove them wrong. If you break free, others will follow. And nothing terrifies them more than the idea of someone like you, someone they counted out, someone they doubted, becoming unstoppable. They will fight to keep you down. They will throw obstacles in your path, try to convince you that the struggle is too great, that the fight isn't worth it. They will whisper again, louder this time, desperate to make you doubt yourself one last time. But the difference now, you know the truth. You know that their fear is proof of your power, that every time they try to push you back, they are only revealing how much they fear what you might become. The war has begun, and you were made for battle. No more excuses, no more waiting. You've spent enough time hesitating, second-guessing, waiting for the perfect moment. You've told yourself you'll start tomorrow, next week, next year, when things feel right, when you're ready. But that lie ends here, because there is no perfect moment. There is no magical sign. There is only asterisk, now asterisk. And now is the moment where you fight back. This is the battlefield, the war against doubt, against fear, against every force that ever tried to keep you small. The war against the version of you that wanted to quit. You stand at the threshold, staring down every obstacle, every limitation, every voice that ever told you that you weren't enough. And for the first time, you don't shrink. You don't step back. You step forward. They will try to stop you. The world does not like disruption. It does not welcome those who refuse to accept the script they've been given. But that no longer concerns you, because you have already decided you will not lose this fight, asterisk. This is not just about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself, right, proving that every dream you ever had was worth it, proving that you are never weak. You are only waiting to unleash the force inside you. So stand tall. The battle begins now. And this time, you are not here to surrender. You are here to win. Pain is a teacher. Suffering is a forge. Every wound, every scar, every moment of agony, it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you, to strip away the weakness, the hesitation, the illusions that kept you small. The world thought that pain would break you. They believed that if they threw enough hardship in your path, you would collapse under the weight of it all. But they underestimated you, because pain did not break you. It remade you. You have walked through fire, and you are still standing. You have faced nights that tried to steal your soul, mornings that felt unbearable, days that tested every ounce of strength you had left, and yet you are still here, Every heartbreak, every failure, every betrayal, it all burned away the old version of you, the one who doubted, the one who hesitated, the one who allowed fear to dictate their fate. That person is gone. What remains is something unbreakable. They thought suffering would silence you, but it only sharpened you. They thought hardship would make you weaker, but it only made you dangerous. Every struggle was fuel. Every setback was a lesson. And now, with the fire in your eyes and the battle scars on your soul, you are no longer the person they once dismissed. You are more. This is transformation, not the soft, gentle kind, not the easy path, but the kind forged in war, the kind that leaves no room for weakness, the kind that turns pain into power, fear into fuel, and doubt into the weapon you will use to shatter every limit placed upon you. They don't recognize you anymore, and they never will. Because the person you were is gone, and the person you have become, unstoppable. Winners are not born. They are built in the fire. The world loves to tell stories of talent, of luck, of people who are destined to succeed. But that is a lie. A story crafted to make failure seem permanent, to make struggle feel pointless. The truth? The great ones, the legends, the warriors, the unstoppable forces of history were not chosen. They chose themselves. They were built in the fire, molded by suffering, sharpened by pain. The difference between winners and losers is not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's obsession. Obsession is the price of greatness. It is the relentless, all-consuming hunger that refuses to be satisfied with mediocrity. It is the willingness to sacrifice, to suffer, to endure when others quit. Losers want it until it gets hard. Winners want it no matter what. The weak chase comfort. The strong chase purpose. And obsession, that is what separates those who talk about success from those who become it. This world will try to convince you to be balanced, to be reasonable, to settle for a comfortable life. But greatness does not come to those who dabble, who hesitate, who treat their dreams as hobbies. Greatness comes to those who wake up every day possessed by a purpose so powerful that nothing can stop them. The obsessed don't count the hours. They don't make excuses. They don't entertain doubt. They are willing to bleed for their vision, to sacrifice everything that does not serve their mission. And now, you must decide, will you be like them? Will you let this fire consume every excuse, every limitation, every weakness still left inside you? Because once you cross this threshold, there is no going back. Once you embrace the power of obsession, you will no longer fit into the world they built to keep you small. You will terrify them. You will disrupt them. You will outwork them. But that is exactly what you were born to do. Every failure is fuel. Every rejection is a spark. The story they wrote for you, the one where you stay small, where you settle, where you accept defeat, is a lie. It was never yours to begin with. It was written by the doubters, the fearful, the ones who never had the courage to rise. So they tried to convince you that you couldn't either. But that story is over now. The pen is in your asterisk hands. Rejection? It was never a sign to quit. It was a test to see if you had the resilience to keep going when the doors were slammed in your face. Every no was another chance to sharpen your hunger. Every setback was another lesson in patience, in discipline, in unshakable willpower. You are not defined by the moments when you fell. You are defined by the moments when you got back up. You are not the person they thought you were. You are the person they never saw coming. This is where everything changes. This is where the narrative shifts. You are no longer the one waiting for permission. You are no longer the one seeking validation. From this moment on, you are the author of your fate. You decide what happens next. You decide how this story ends. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the ones who refuse to give up, the ones who turn their pain into power, their failures into fuel, are the ones who rise beyond all expectation. And you were made for this moment. So take the pen, set the page on fire, and write the story they never thought you could. Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for conquest? This is the question that separates the dreamers from the doers, the hopeful from the relentless, the ordinary from the legend. Because success, real success, demands a price, and it is never cheap. The world will try to sell you shortcuts. It will tell you that success can be achieved without sacrifice, without suffering, without pushing yourself beyond your limit. But that is a lie told by those who never made it. The truth: you cannot have greatness and comfort at the same time. You cannot rise to the top while clinging to the things that keep you soft, weak, and complacent. Are you willing to lose everything to gain everything? Because there will be losses. People will walk away. Friends will not understand. Family may question you. You will have to let go of distraction, of mediocrity, of anything that does not serve your vision. You will have to embrace loneliness, discomfort, exhaustion. You will have to push past the point where others quit, to keep going even when your body screams for rest, when your mind begs for relief. Success is not for everyone. It is for the ones who refuse to stop. It is for the ones who understand that every sacrifice is worth it, that every moment of pain is temporary, but the legacy they build will last forever. So ask yourself, do you want it badly enough? Because if you do, then you already know the answer. You already know what must be done. The path is brutal. The cost is high. But if you are willing to pay the price, there is nothing that can stop you. They should have never doubted you. They laughed, they mocked, they whispered behind your back, placing silent bets on how fast you would fail. They dismissed you, overlooked you, treated you as if you were invisible. They thought you were weak. They thought you would break, but they made a mistake. They should have never pushed you down, because every time they did, you rose stronger. Every insult, every rejection, every betrayal, it didn't destroy you. It built you. It sharpened you into something they can no longer ignore. You're no longer the underdog. You are no longer the forgotten, the underestimated, the one they once looked down. Now you are the threat. They see it in your eyes, the fire, the hunger, the refusal to stay in the place they tried to keep you. They hear it in your voice, the confidence, the power, the unshakable certainty that you will not be stopped. And now they feel something they never expected to feel when they looked at you. Fear, because you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to stay in the shadows. They tried to hold you back, but all they did was fuel the storm. And now that storm is here. And you are no longer asking for permission. You are taking what they said you could never have. You were underestimated. Now you are unstoppable. They thought you were finished. They thought the weight of failure would bury you, that the scars of your past would keep you chained. They thought every time you fell was proof that you would never rise again. But they were wrong, because you did not stay down. You refused to stay down. Every time they counted you out, you kept moving. Every time they tried to break you, you rebuilt yourself stronger. You took the pain, the rejection, the doubt, and you turned it into power. Now look at you. The ashes of your past are behind you, and in their place stands something unbreakable. They don't recognize you anymore. You are no longer the person they overlooked, no longer the one they thought would fade away. You have transformed. You have become asterisk, and now nothing can stop you. The fire they tried to extinguish is now an inferno. The walls they built to contain you are nothing but dust. The limits they placed on you no longer exist, because you were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be ordinary, and now there is no going back. You're not just rising. You are ascending, and there is nothing they can do to stop you. The same people who laughed will watch in awe. Once they mocked you, they doubted you, they shook their heads and whispered, "It'll never happen." They found entertainment in your struggles, pleasure in your setbacks, confidence in your failures. They believed they were right about you, but now they fall silent, because the person they once dismissed has become the force they never saw coming. The same mouths that once spoke doubt now struggle to find words. The same eyes that once looked at you with ridicule now stare with disbelief. And the same people who once said, "You can't," now they wonder, how you did it. The world bows to those who refuse to kneel. The truth has always been this: strength commands respect. And when you refuse to break, when you refuse to accept the story they tried to write for you, you did something most people are too afraid to do. You took control of your own fate. That is power. That is why they look at you differently now, because you did what they couldn't. You rose when you weren't supposed to. You kept going when every odd was against you. You didn't just survive, you dominated. And now they know. They should have never doubted you. They should have never laughed, because now the only thing left for them to do is watch. Let your success speak. There is no need for words now. No need to explain yourself to those who doubted. No need to argue with those who never believed. The battle is won, and the proof is undeniable. You don't have to tell them you made it. They can see it. They feel it. They know The greatest victories are silent. No announcements, no warning, just results so undeniable that even your enemies have no choice but to respect them. Let your success be the thunder that shakes the ground beneath them. Let your actions carve your name into history so deeply that time itself will not forget. Let your actions echo through the halls of history. This is not just about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself right.